Alright, I gotta say, that truly changed my day. I'm still, struggling with the situation, but came to the church because they got me some propane canisters for my buddy heater because of the cold weather coming and stuff, and they helped me out. Anyway, while I was there, they asked me if I was hungry and if I wanted to bite to eat because they were having a dinner deal with some of the church members and stuff. So I was like, sure, I was being invited. I didn't want to be rude, and I didn't need food. I got food, so it's not like I was hungry, but I felt like I should stay there and socialize. So I sat down, got to meet people and socialize with a bunch of people. It was a lot of fun, and I could tell I helped brighten their day just as much as they brightened my day. And then after we had our lunch deal, then there was a guest speaker lady there that in the church did a story time thing and talked about Christmases with her family, and we sang some songs and stuff. I did a couple filming clips that I'll add into the video here. I hope it's in the same video that I'm talking about right now. And it was just a really neat, fun experience, and it stirred a lot of memories. Got me thinking about a lot of good Christmas memories I've had with my mom and my family in the past. It was neat. And my old, while I was in there, my original second shift supervisor from the foundry, Raul, he tried calling me, but if you found my new channel, Raul, sorry I couldn't answer you, buddy. I was in church. Anyway, and if you are watching, Raul, I love you and miss you. Tell everybody else I said hi and I love them too. I miss all my coworkers. I had a lot of fun hanging out with all the people. Although I am glad I'm back up in where I feel more at home, where I was with my parents in the last 20 years or whatever, all at the lakes area. So things are tough. I got the struggle going on yet, but I feel more at home. I don't feel so far away. And that when I was working at the foundry, my days flew by pretty quick. Well, some days would lag because it was a hard job, but anyway, while I was at work, I was all right. I got all these coworkers that became good friends and family with me, and I got a love for all of them. Everybody's different in their own way, but I liked them all. Well, 99.9%. I can't say I disliked anybody, but I wasn't exactly happy with maybe a couple people there. But everybody's got their own thing, I ain't holding it against them. I just wish that they would have treated me better. And had I been treated, I think, with a little more respect, I might still be there. Maybe not, I don't know. I feel like I kind of got forced out. But anyway, you gotta get off that subject. It was a really fun experience at the church. My brain's just racing on all kinds of stuff now. Being in the church and then getting that phone call that I couldn't answer. I think he left a voicemail too. I'll have to check it once I get over to Walmart. I'm heading back to Walmart now to see if that Dave guy, if he's still there, or if he's not, well then I'm assuming he got his RV running and headed out on the road again. If he is still there, then I'll probably, if he's around or if I see him, I'll talk to him to see how things are going and what his situation is. And the outreach people gave me a card with a number for him to call. If he is having problems, to give a number for him to call. So like if because they're worried about the next couple of days are going to be like really bitter cold, freezing, like freezing people to death kind of cold. And so we don't want that happening to nobody. Anyway, on the road again. Ooh, hey, that house is for sale. I bet you I can't afford it. I wonder if they'll take an IOU. Oh, it was a nice location, almost right out over the lake. You know, I bet you they probably want a good $400,000 for that house. You know, it's a small house, just because it's right across the street from the lake, and you can see the lake from the front of the house. Oh, tree chipper. Man, I did a lot of tree work, but I never had to do tree work in the winter. I only did tree work in the summer. Summer and fall a little bit. Spring, summer, fall. I can't imagine doing tree work in the winter, boy. Yeah, you know, it could be done, but dang, that'd be miserable. Tree work's hard enough as it is. You start cutting down trees and throwing logs around, you start feeling like a grizzly bear. I used to tell my karate master when I started cutting trees with him that you know, it was building me up so strong. It was so hard for me the first couple of days, man. My arms hurt so bad I just wanted to cry and go home and not come back. Oh, it was hard for me. It took a while for my body to get used to it. But anyway, I used to tease my karate master when we were cutting trees, because I started getting stronger and stronger. You know, I said, heck, by next summer, if we got tree removals, we won't even need the chainsaws. I'll just rip them out of the ground. And he smiled and he said, wow, he said, I'd like that. He says, it'll save us a lot of fuel cost. Oh, I miss that guy. He was awesome too, man. He was super awesome. To still be part of the family, even though they ain't blood related to me, they're my family. And you can feel it. They can feel it. I can feel it. And that'll never change, you know. His grandson has visited me a few times and lives in the area here. He's my family for life, man. I love that guy. I was when I was a kid, because he was so little he was just little when I was growing up around him. Now he's a grown man and got kids of his own, you know, so he ain't no kid no more. But I still love him. He's a good man, very, very good man. I'll tell you what, there ain't too many good men left on the planet as good as him. I like to include myself in that, by the way. And there ain't a whole lot of us left out there, you know. And I know that odds are people watching this channel are pretty good men, you know, and women. You know, people that have no morals or scruples, or they're pretty dark-hearted, probably ain't going to be part of this channel unless they're having a calling or changing or something, you know. And that's okay too, you know. Even if you feel like you've messed up in your life and done a lot of tough, rotten, bad things, that God still loves you no matter what. He always wants you to come back home. And it's amazing the love Jesus Christ has for people. I'm starting to learn it more every day, you know. I mean, I've always kind of had it, but some things when I was younger were I couldn't accept, you know. I had to grow and learn and get some wisdom. You know, when I was younger, I'd feel jealousy more and stuff. And how I handled that when I was younger, you know, because you don't know those, it's all new to you. You're still learning those things. Now I handle it different, you know. I handle it way different. You know, I don't get all. Like if it was a relationship jealousy, because there's all kinds of different jealousies, but like a relationship jealousy in the past, you know, I would have got turned into a bonehead or something, you know, got all snarky, salty or something. Not anymore. Now I express how I feel. Although it ain't easy being vulnerable like that, but I'll express it. I'll say, hey, you know, this makes me jealous, or this I feel this way, or you know, I know that's an insecure feeling for me, but this is how it's making me feel. You know, so that way I've addressed it. So then that other person, once I've addressed it, if they know it's something that hurts my feelings, they're going to discuss that with me, and we will find a remedy there, you know. And if they care about me, they're not going to do something to hurt my feelings. Just like I ain't going to do something that's going to hurt their feelings, as long as I'm aware of it. But if I'm hurting somebody's feelings and I'm not aware of it, you need communication, you know, so you can be there for each other. And like another thing my karate master used to tell me is he said, I am responsible for what I am to you, just as you are responsible for what you are to me. You know? And it's very important. It's very true. So I got a lot of wisdom from that man. I got a lot of wisdom from some really good role models in my life. And I plan on sharing more and more on this channel, like I just did, that just came out of me. And hopefully more and more is going to start flowing out of me as I get more comfortable with this camera. Christmases. Oh, I shouldn't sing. The copyright strike me. That's how good of a singer I am. That's funny because if I got a copyright strike, I could see writing into fight it saying, hey, that was me singing. And it's funny because my stepmom, she's no longer with us, but neither is my sister that's in the story that I'm about to tell. But I was making I used to have a DJ business and different recording equipment and stuff like that, and I'm a big Elvis fan, you know, so I had we'll kill this for now. So, and she was an Elvis fan too, but I was a super Elvis fan, you know, anyway. I used to lip sing and dance to him when I was a little kid and learn every song. And every time I'd seen an album that I didn't have yet, I'd get it. And I'd listen to any songs that I hadn't heard yet, and I'd listen to them over and over and over and learn every lyric. And I'd be dancing around and curling my lip and shaking my legs and turning my collar up if I had one on. Thank you, baby. Thank you very much. Anyway, so for Christmas, I made her an Elvis tape, and I picked out a bunch of songs that I knew how to sing really, really well, like Elvis. And what I did is I tried to adjust all my equipment to where I could get the music up there, but I tried to get my mic levels loud enough to where I would override Elvis's vocals, you know, and without making it too overbearing, you know. And and then my sister Stephanie, at the time, she watched me record it. And there's a few songs I wanted to be so perfect. I'd get maybe a third into the song or something, I'd mess up, so I'd hit stop. I'd have to start the song over, back up my recording tape, you know, cue it up, get everything queued up again, and then get ready and start it again. You know, well, I made this whole tape with all these Elvis songs and gave it to my stepmom for Christmas. And when she's listening to it, she's tapping her feet and listening to the music, you know, here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, you know. And I ain't singing it as good as I did on the tape. I'm a little older now. Yeah, that's the excuse. And I didn't drink a little glass of water there. But anyway, she was getting into it, and I could tell she was sure it was Elvis Presley, you know. So while she's listening to it, I said, "You know who this is singing?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Who is it?" She said, "Elvis Presley." And I said, "No, it ain't." She said, "Yes, it is." I said, "No, it's not." She says, "Right, who is it?" I said, "It's me." And she said, "It is not." And my sister right away says, "It is too. I watched him record it." It was a cute moment. So, and then she just my stepmom just had a big smile on her face. And I could see how extra special it made her feel, you know, that I made that whole tape and it was all me singing on it, doing my best Elvis I could, you know. That was pretty cool. I miss her too. She was a good lady. She was a soft-spoken lady, you know. So was my mom, unless something ruffled her feathers. Then she'd get a little strong, you know. But I never seen Bunny. Her name was Gladys, but her nickname was Bunny. I never seen her really get screaming. I've seen her get mad once, but she never screamed. She was all soft-spoken. And where she got mad, it was me and my dad's fault, my biological dad, because he we were working on putting a coil in his Dodge Astra van or something like that, or some type of Voyager van or something, a little minivan. And we're putting in a new coil, and in the coil, the bolts that come out of it are like made of brass, copper mix or something. They're softer metal. My dad tightened it too tight on one of the new connections, and it snapped the bolt. And he was like, "Oh," you know. And well, Well, I had the old coil that we took out that was bad. But now, of course, he's going to send my stepmom back, ask her to go back to the auto store to see if they'll exchange the coil for a new one. If not, they're going to have to pay for another one because it was my dad's fault for breaking it, for tightening it too tight. You know, we knew that. But I could hear fluid in the coil, the old one I had. The old one that we had. I could hear fluid around there. And I'm pretty smart mechanically, but if I don't know something, I want to know. So I asked my dad, I said, what's inside of a coil? You know, is that oil in there? And he said, well, it ain't no good. Cut it open and find out, you know. So I did. I got a hacksaw for cutting it open. And it was like a clear, kind of like mineral oil or something. It must be for keeping the coil cool so it don't overheat it, you know, easy. You know, the oil helps keep the coil wraps and they're cooled down or something. But anyway, so when we was having my stepmom go back to the auto store to get another coil, he told her while she was there to pick up a quart of coil oil. And just the sound of it, coil oil, made me laugh. But let me tell you something. I'd never seen my stepmom mad before, but woo! When she came back from that auto store, she was madder than a hornet, boy. The look she was giving my dad. I mean, she got over it and stuff, but she was mad because she thought he was trying to make fun of her. And he was kind of having fun, and he figured that the auto shop guys would get a kick out of it too. But you know, I didn't like how it they must have laughed pretty good or something, and she didn't like it or something. So it wasn't fair to her. It wasn't, but there's still humor in it, you know. And later in life, Mom would have probably laughed about it. She wasn't laughing about it at the time, though. But just saying that word coil oil is funny, you know. It's as bad as people that say blinker fluid, you know. But yeah, that was a funny story. It wasn't funny when it happened, though. It was funny when we said coil oil, but it wasn't funny when she came back. Boy, it was not funny at all. Oh, now it's funny after all these years again. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just kind of babbling on about trivial stuff at the moment. I am going to stop recording for the moment and think about what I'm going to do here. And it's starting to snow a little bit. And I guess that's it for the moment. Again, thanks for watching. And we'll see you in the next one. God bless you. Take good care of him, Lord.